Hi, and a very warm welcome back to the garden. In this video I'm going to share with you 3 of our perennials that have a very long flowering period, flowering all the way through the summer and well into autumn. In many gardens there are lots and lots of different plants that create a tapestry of colour throughout the seasons. So we may have plants that begin to flower in spring, and spring is their only moment in time when they actually come to their flowering potential. And we also have flowers that just flower during a short period during the summer and again in the autumn. And there's also some plants that flower in the winter. Now all of these plants combined make a really good vibrant garden, and it gives you interest throughout the whole of every season. But there are some lovely plants that do flower all the way through the summer right into the autumn, and this is one of the plants I'm talking about. This is Centranthus ruber, and this is known as the red valerian, and this one comes into flower around May, and this one, if you keep deadheading it, flowers all the way through to early autumn, and even past that point if we get some good weather as we get into October. So this one is a lovely flower, has these lovely open flowers, very attractive to bees and butterflies and moths, so it is also great for wildlife. And if we just keep deadheading them, it prevents it from trying to set seed and keeps that flowering period going for months and months. So when it comes to setting seeds, the seeds are these feather-like seeds, and these get blown on the wind and get taken all over the place. We have seedlings growing around the plant, but also in other areas of the garden as well, because these are taken on the wind. This plant grows to a height of around probably up to 1 metre and a spread that's very similar. This whole plant is just one plant, and you can see just how much space it takes up. It does make a really nice clump, as you can see here, and it's just a fantastic wildlife friendly plant and also so attractive. And it even has a very light scent to it as well, so it's a fantastic all-rounder. Now this plant is quite drought tolerant. It does thrive in a sunny position in well-drained soil, so providing you can give it those conditions, it will just reward you with all this beautiful amass of colour for such a really good length of time. My second long flowering perennial is this beautiful diasia. Now this is a variety called Emma, and it has these lovely pink, almost like salmon pink flowers. This one flowers from the early summer all the way through into the autumn, and as you can see now we're in September and it's showing no signs of stopping. It grows to a height of around 80 centimetres with a spread of around 60 to 70 centimetres, and this is just the one plant, and you can just see now how large it can get. It's a beautiful plant, and I particularly like these lovely flowers because it looks like it's sticking its tongue out to you. It's got one longer length petal at the very bottom and then 3 shorter petals towards the top. So it's quite an unusual flower and very specific for the diasias. These thrive in well-drained soil in a sunny position, so provided you give it those conditions, it will provide you with lots and lots of colour and interest for months and months. Now if you want to propagate diasias, we do suggest you propagate using soft tip cuttings throughout the summer. This has a hollow stem, so you need to be taking soft tip cuttings in order to get success. The great thing about this one is it has these long flowering stems. So when the flowers first come out towards the bottom, it then works its way up towards the top, and there just seems to be no end of flower buds towards the top that just keep being produced. So it keeps it flowering for ages and ages. And we just love this particular variety. It is in its 2nd year in this garden, and already it's beginning to be one of my favourites. Now my 3rd selection is this beautiful Persicaria. So this is Persicaria amplexicalis firetail, and this is also known as the red bistort. This has these lovely crimson kind of red flowers, these bottle brush type flowers, and these start to flower during the midsummer. This is such a robust perennial. You can see we're having to almost contain it. It is just so robust, and it wants to grow into a large plant. So every couple of years we're having to keep dividing it to make sure it doesn't outstay its welcome in this particular area of the border. Now if you have a large space to fill, this is an ideal plant. This particular variety grows to a height of around 1.2 meters and a similar kind of spread. And as you can tell, it is quite a quick growing plant and very easily takes over if you don't keep it well in check. It grows really well with late flowering grasses such as this Calamagrostis brachytricha, which is just mingling through it. It brings the naturalistic kind of feel to these lovely bottle brush flowers. It's also a plant that likes a damp soil, so make sure it is planted in a suitable place that doesn't dry out too much. It's also a plant that really attracts lots and lots of wildlife. Just sat here now, there's so much wildlife buzzing around my ears. It's such a wonderful sight. And when you go out in the garden, one of the first things I notice is where these pollinators and all these wildlife are attracted to. And these persicarias that we have is definitely one of the main ones that they seem to linger around, getting all of the pollen and nectar from these lovely flowers. Propagation for this plant is best done when the flowers have finished, so towards the end of autumn, going into winter and throughout the spring is an ideal time to be splitting and dividing this plant. It also keeps it in check for a smaller space that we have, and also allows you to have more plants that you can then scatter around your garden and enjoy this lovely perennial in different areas of your garden. So they're the 3 plants I wanted to show you today that have a very long flowering period. Now just like you, we have plants in our garden that have a shorter flowering period, and these come up and flower, do their thing, provide us with that flash of colour, and then they go and either go to seed heads or just to foliage. And these are brilliant because these give us interest throughout the whole of the year. So that's the 3 perennials I wanted to show you today that have a very long flowering period. And of course there's many more I could have shown you, but for the interest of keeping the video quite short, I just wanted to show you our top 3. I do hope you found the video informative and also enjoyable. It's been great to be here in the beginning of September and to be enjoying such a lovely day, such a lovely warm day. So thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you have any comments, please drop them in the comments box below the video. We'll see you very soon on the next one. In the meantime, please do take care, and as always, happy gardening.